Is it dangerous? Stop looking up my nose. What's wrong with you? Stop it. Stop it, woman. Stop. Hey, YouTubers. I was on the update you on the Fox Go Kart here. If you notice, we took something off of it. And we put that on there. Which is kind of cool. Now, believe it or not, I paid $83 or $84 for this. It's $84.99 on eBay. They're like $120 on Amazon. Of course, I called this company and made sure it had the 41 gear with it, because it was saying it was a 35, and it said that it had both of the two sprockets in another place on the ad. So I was just making sure that it had the 41. Got a little cheaper. Of course, then my credit card came up compromised, and someone was buying a bunch of iTunes on it. So I don't know if it was from this company or what. When I mounted this, I left this base plate on it. I turned it around. If you notice up there, the tube is up front. I can drain the oil in the back, and I can still check it on that side, but it's pretty close in there when it mounts. So, took it out yesterday. It goes fast enough it blew the hat off my head. So, that's good. And it uses a belt that says that on it. It's like a 7H01, 05, 38, and then it says 26, and then it has a bunch of numbers after that. Not sure. It's flat on the inside here, and then it's angled on the outside there. So, seemed to work pretty good. I got a newer chain on it. The old chain, the original chain that was on this Go Kart. I gotta show you this. You'll like this. You may ask, well, how do you know if a chain is wore out? Well, let me try to get this in right here. If you can do this with your chain, and there's like, I can't get it to do it now. You can see that. If you got slack in these things, you can move them like that in every length. That's bad. This one was so bad when it was on here, it would be tight, you know, in between. Now this is loose a little bit, but it would be so saggy down here. It was like really a lot worse than that. This one will have to tighten up a little bit more because it was a new chain, so it's, you know, goes that initial stretch out a little bit. So, and I got to make sure my pulley is loose. I've used a couple hose clamps on it to hold it. I've tightened that and retightened it, taken the bolt out, put it back in. It just doesn't clamp down tight on the axle anymore. So I gotta move my hose clamps and work on that. I'm trying to engineer it. Like I said, we're the third or fourth owner for this Go Kart. We've had a lot of problems with it. But got a lot of work done to this. I gotta get this put in there. But that's gonna be tight. Getting it in there. Probably have to drop my shock off to get it in. The end of the cover was cracked, but anyway. We'll see how it runs. I mean, it goes pretty good, but just have to get some work on it. I gotta figure out some way to keep it dry, because I don't want to get mud and stuff splashed up on it. You can see this engine. We've had mud up over it before. It's been drenched in water. That's one reason why I left this old jack shaft assembly on it, or the plate that goes underneath it, because it raises it up about an inch. And it also made that chain wrap around the upper sprocket a little bit more, because if not, it was like farther on down in there, and this is real tight up against that. But just letting some more clearance in there. Yeah, I got a question here. Now, the springs on these can go in the 3 holes. Now, I'm seen one video on YouTube that, you know, they're set in the middle hole, and they said one of them's for like on-road and one of them's for off-road, and this is like the in-between setting. What that does is it tightens up its spring and squishes this tighter. That's the question I'm asking y'all is do any of you know more about that? Since we're going to be using this off-road, I'd like to set it in the off-road hole, but I'm not sure which one that is, and I wanted to run that by you and see, you know, if anyone knew any more about them, you can answer that question. But that's the update on the Fox Go Kart, and y'all have a nice day. Later.